Hear your voice.
Okay, man, let's get into it. You know, this is our outlet for expression, and this is our show. So thank you for joining the show. Thank you for joining another, I say that all the time, thank you for joining an always special edition of the show. This is the Blockbuster Show, and you are listening to the Wrestling Fans Podcast. I'm your host, BangEm South, Jason Fastkade, and I am joined by my illustrious co-host, the best in the world today, Trent Williams. The only guy that I know with a not safe for work Twitter account, and the only person solely responsible for hacking into Eva Marie's calendar so he knows where she is at all times, just to ensure that she's safe.
Yep.
Now, Trent, we got a lot to get to. We had 3 awesome shows this week, plus some more news and notes. So are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready.
Let's do it, man. Let's start off with, the first show, dude. Monday Night Raw, which I thought was a very good show. Thought it was a very good show. We got a lot to cover within this 3-hour show that's condensed down to a 90-minute show that some people only watch the last 15 minutes of. But let's start off with, Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
We're going to get 3 Hell in a Cell matches. We'll get the match between Rusev and Roman. We'll get the match between Seth and Kevin Owens. But we're also going to get Sasha Banks, the boss, versus the Queen of the Moles, Charlotte, in the first ever women's Hell in a Cell matchup, Trent. Let that sink in for a moment, my dude. Now that it's sunken in, who's going to get mauled first and who's going to come out with the most injuries?
Sasha's in the ring, she's going to risk her life every time. Charlotte wouldn't even have to do anything. She probably pretty much almost try to kill herself just trying to top everybody else on the card.
Listen, I don't doubt that this is going to be a good match, but for all the hype and for all that it can do to elevate the women's division, man, I'm terrified, dude. I'm just being honest. Listen, there is so much that they could do in this match. But you could see it in Sasha's eyes. You could see it on Sasha's face when she was talking to Lita this week. Yeah, it's cool to think about it, but it's another thing to be in the Hell in a Cell, all eyes on you, not only because you're the first 2 women, but listen, when you're in the Hell in a Cell, people are looking for that spot, that one moment, that, oh my God, he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for that. And to be women, probably not going to provide blood. We are on a PG show.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen in this match, man?
I guess they could dive or throw each other off the cage, but I don't really see that. If they do that, it'll be something. It won't be all the way at the top of the cage. It'll be like the when Shawn Michaels got thrown from the Hell in a Cell in the first Hell in a Cell match when he was like midway climbing up.
Yeah.
It would be something like that. That's I don't see him actually going off the top.
Oh, so you actually think that we're going to get a fall from the cage?
I think we might. Let
me get your thoughts on this. This will be the first match. This will be the groundbreaking match. But I like to think about matches that we've seen before that we had never saw before, right? We got Shawn Michaels and Razor in the first ever ladder match. It was eye-opening. They did things that are still being done today. Was it the greatest ladder match? I don't think so. Do you think we could get somewhat of a conservative Hell in a Cell match, considering this is going to be the first? Or do you think they go balls to the wall and somebody blades and...
Yeah, I can't either. I don't know how far they'll go. You would have to say they go somewhat far to impress the people, impress Vince and, show him that they can be just as equal as the guys in these special stipulation matches, and with all the hype around it, I would not be surprised if they actually put this on last.
Well, that's something to get into, man. I'm sure that you've seen the reports or the Twitter reports or just the conversation that could lead to truth or maybe lies. Who main events the show?
It's not going to be Rusev and Reigns.
And when I say,
I think it might be the women.
And when I say main event, I'm not talking about a co-main event. Who is the last match?
I think it's going to be the women. I think they're going to give them the opportunity. They're going to go all out with it. Give them the main event on a pay-per-view. Give them a Hell in a Cell match and see what they can do.
I think they deserve it. I think if you're going to be the first ever, it totally deserves the last spot on the card. But that says I need to see someone fall from the cage. I'm sorry. That's just what that says, man. I mean, it's either that or Charlotte talks to her dad and learns how to blade, and that blonde hair is crimson.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, man.
They might could do that. I mean, why not? I mean, UFC, their women bleed, so why wouldn't they?
Listen, if they do that, I think it works. I cringe on seeing a female, because we pretty much know it's gonna be Sasha, go through a table from a cage. So something like that for someone that, weighs less than this microphone would be tragic to her career and, possibly a lot of children out there. If we see Charlotte bleed, man, I think that'll just put them on par with a lot of the other Hell in a Cell matches that we saw before.
Definitely. And another thing I'm wondering, with this being next month being TLC and SmackDown having TLC, do you think that SmackDown could try to top it with a women's TLC match?
That's a very good point, Trent. This is why I call you the best in the world today. Emphasis on best.
That's why you keep you around.
Dude, like that. Listen, we're already seeing, them jostling for position as everyone's favorite brand. I wouldn't be shocked if we see something like that. Maybe at least a ladder match.
Yeah.
Maybe at least a ladder match.
We've had, women's table matches before, so it wouldn't really be that much more to just go ahead and do TLC.
What? Who had a women's tables match?
I think it was like Natalya and Beth Phoenix against Michelle McCool and Layla.
Wow. Listen, I need the WWE Network, because that was something that I would definitely. Well, let me ask you, the person with the WWE Network, do you recommend that I watch that match?
It's not all that good.
Okay, I'm just saying, man. Yeah, I think SmackDown's definitely going to try to top Raw, as they should. Everyone's, battling for supremacy here, so it wouldn't shock me. Okay, man. Let's get into JeriKO.
Okay.
Your guy, Kevin Owens, isn't having a good week with his so-called best friend, JeriKO.
No, he's not.
I don't really think this is actually going to end up with them, fighting each other. Hopefully it's a ploy and, just a trick to get Kevin Owens a win at Hell in a Cell. Where do you think this is going?
Yeah. I think this will lead to a match, and I think it's going to be Raw's December pay-per-view that it's going to happen at. Because, you look at December, you don't really need that big of a main event, because that's when they're on their down period anyway. So, Owens JeriKO would be something good, just to sort of, not a big feud, but something that's got some kind of story behind it, some build-up story. Because I see in the at Survivor Series, I see them being on Team Raw, and some kind of disagreement or something causes one of them to get eliminated. Okay,
I can see that. But for Hell in a Cell, do you think they'll remain on the same page?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Trent, I don't know about you, but with times the way that they are now, I just try to live my life day in, day out, and be the best person that I can be and not make the list.
That's right.
I'm just saying, man. I am just saying. Well, with that out of the way.
Well, one thing I feel like in this feud, though, like they're doing the whole JeriKO and Owens thing. I feel like Rollins is somewhat getting pushed sort of in the background maybe a little bit. Like it's starting to become more about JeriKO and Owens than it is about Rollins, and Rollins is the one that's actually in the match.
Well, see, that's why I bring up the point of I hope this is just some tomfoolery so JeriKO bands together and keeps Kevin Owens champion, and we don't see a match between JeriKO and Kevin Owens. Not that I wouldn't want to see that, but you have JeriKO, man, just taking off promo-wise with all the extras. Yes, comical, maybe goofy, but it gets a reaction and people are all over it, man. So it only makes sense for right now, however long JeriKO is going to be around, to become a face or at least keep that duo hot or provide some kind of relief. Just be the foil to Kevin Owens, and but keep that team or keep that stable, if you want to call it, together.
Yeah, I agree. And JeriKO, he's great at controlling the crowds. From being loved, and then all of a sudden in the same promo, people wanting to hate him at the same time. And the anticipation that he builds with the list, the way he looks around before he actually says you're going on the list, and the crowd builds it up, and then when he actually says it, they pop. Just for something simple like that. That says something about how good he can control the crowd.
Dude, I used to view the Monday Night Report from WrestleZone. Shout out to WrestleZone. And they used to keep a list of biggest pops, biggest boos and everything like that. The list is almost louder than anything else on the show. And like you said, Seth is just losing steam. And let's just go ahead and put it out there, man. Sparkle Crotch, in my opinion, killed him. But it was funny. It got a reaction, but it spoke more to Chris Jericho than putting over Seth Rollins, if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's doing nothing really to build his match against Owens.
Right.
That's the thing. He was directing everything toward JeriKO, and JeriKO's not even in the match. So why is he concerned so much with JeriKO?
Exactly, man. We have a couple more weeks before Hell in a Cell. Hopefully they'll get this on track, but for right now, it looks like they're stressing the friendship between JeriKO and Kevin Owens isn't as strong as we thought it was. So,
yep.
All right, man. Before we get to obviously the biggest part of Raw, Hulu excuse, man. Hulu freaking excuse. I saw Braun Strowman take care of the Denver Three, or the Band of Three, the three Denver Musketeers. One of them stole Mick Foley's pop, so he's never going to get signed. I saw Sami Zayn dude look at least almost 3 inches shorter than Braun Strowman, so I'm questioning how tall Braun Strowman really is.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, outside of the vignettes and a lot of building up for our biggest topic, which we'll talk about next, what the heck happened on Raw?
Well, first off, on the Sami Zayn thing, it's not where I'd ideally like to see him be in a feud with Strowman. I don't know if that fits him really good, but at least he's doing something. At least he has some kind of direction. We had a 6-man tag. It was the Golden Truth and Mark Henry making his once every 3-month return to Raw against Titus O'Neil and the Shining Stars, and Titus lost again.
Did he do the press conference?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, before we continue with the Hulu excuse and just you sitting down watching 3 hours of Raw. Now on Hulu, Raw, and I believe SmackDown, definitely NXT, is listed under the WWE Network. It's not listed under the USA TV show, or the USA channel, rather.
Okay.
Slight little change, but a noticeable change. Maybe they're going away from Hulu in a year or so, whatever, But it's definitely classified as being under the WWE Network. The one question I have for you as a subscriber to the network is, when a person watching on TV gets a commercial, do they do like a split screen so you guys stay with the action but also see the random commercial?
Well, you talking about on the network?
Because I'm assuming that you're watching this through the network. Nobody watches TV anymore, Trent.
Oh, no, it don't come on the network. It's on the network, but it's like a month later before they add it.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, Raw's not shown on the network until like a month later.
Wait a minute, Trent. Raw is not on the WWE Network live?
No.
The only live events are the pay-per-views?
Yeah, and NXT.
Oh, okay. And I guess to a lesser extent, the CWC was live?
Yeah.
So everything else leading up to a pay-per-view is the regularly scheduled programming, WWE Camp, the Drive, the Ride-Along show, that stuff.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
But I will say, though, as far as like the past Raws, they almost have like the whole entire, archive up there of all the Raws.
Okay. So if you missed Raw on Monday, you would have to wait a month to see it if you were solely going to the network for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that, man. I did not know that. And that's not a bad gotcha. It's just how it works. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, I think there was something about there was some kind of deal with USA where they can't. There's so long before they can put it on the network or something like that.
Okay.
Or some kind of deal they made when they signed their latest contract with them.
Don't anticipate Raw leaving or WWE leaving the USA network anytime soon. Makes sense.
Yep. We had the New Day. They came out, and what did they do?
Yeah, they battled. They didn't battle Cesaro, but they big battled Sheamus. Yeah, so I saw that. Any Nia Jax on the show?
I don't know where she's been.
Bailey on the show.
Bailey was on the show. She got beat by Dana.
Oh, did Emma return?
She did not, but we had another great video of her.
Oh man, so Nia wasn't on the show. Dana beat wait. Dana beat Bailey all by herself?
Yep.
Beat her
clean.
Schoolboy?
No.
Shoulders on the mat, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Wow. Wait. Was Bailey injured?
I don't know. I think I heard something. I wasn't really paying attention to this match. Something about, I think it was Bailey or one of them was supposed to get their foot on the rope or something, and it didn't happen. So the referee just counted it as usual.
Oh, okay. I mean, let's be honest, Trent. That was a intergender match for one thing.
Yeah.
But wow, Dana Brooke beat Bailey clean. Okay. It happens. It happens. It happens.
I just really hope that they're just doing this with Bailey just to hold her off until the start of the year. Because I really hope they're not planning on keeping her down, not one of the top in the title contenders.
Yeah, we'll have to see how far Bailey flies. Maybe this is a jump start to that. She'll have to go through Dana, and when Emma comes back, maybe she'll have to go through Emma too. But yeah, that was a shocker. I didn't see that one coming at all.
Yeah. Gallows. Let's see, was it Gallows or Anderson? One of them got pinned by a Big Cass in like a minute.
Wait, Guns and Gallows are still on Raw?
Yeah.
I thought they disappeared into the wind.
No.
There's okay, all right. And Kaz and Enzo are picking up wins now?
Yeah.
After losing to the Shining Stars.
Yeah.
Okay. So one day this will make sense to me, Trent, but not today.
Those two poor teams. I mean, Gallows and Anderson, I just felt have been just terribly, terribly mishandled since being separate from AJ.
Yeah, definitely. Jeez. Anything else on the Hulu excuse?
We got the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
We got a 6-man tag.
Right. We got the 6-man tag. I love the ending where TJ Perkins is being held off from getting to D. Brian Kendrick, and he loses the match, but he goes right to the ropes and almost reaches out to choke the living daylights out of him. That was a good spot.
Yeah. And they had another backstage segment. TJ Perkins was still doing his whole video game shtick, but I like the Brian Kendrick part of it. He actually impressed me promo-wise in this segment. Gulak and Nice was talking to Kendrick, and Perkins comes up, and I forgot what he says, but Kendrick's like, you're still living in this video game world. This is real life. This is Raw. This ain't the CWC anymore. And something about, you don't have friends around here, but you do have allies. And he had found him 2 allies. So then Swan and Alexander walked up, and Perkins was like, well, it looks like now I got me 2 allies too. Nicely
done.
Yep.
Yeah, so TJ Perkins is going to play video games for the rest of his WWE existence, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are we ready to move on to the biggest news of the week for Monday Night Raw?
The Rusev segment.
Which I loved. I almost forgot about that, but I loved it. Go ahead, man. Go into it.
Yeah, much like JeriKO, he's another one that's great at controlling the crowd and having them in the palm of his hands. So he comes out and shows pictures of his family, which at first I thought they were just like Photoshop pictures or, I didn't realize that was his real family until they showed the group photo of him.
Wait, I thought the pizza shop, I thought that was Photoshop.
Yeah, I did too.
the soccer one, I still don't know who the heck Rusev's brother or cousin was, but I definitely thought the pizza one was Photoshop. It was real?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And see, here's the thing, Trent.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the picture was actually real, but I know that was his actual brother.
Oh, okay. Nice. I mean, every time Rusev and Lana are in the ring, you're so focused on Lana that you might miss other parts of it, you know?
Yeah.
And when I say you're focused on Lana, your focus is on Lana.
Well, I wouldn't be as focused. I'm not as focused on Lana as I would be if it was Eva Marie out there.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, I mean, if Eva was out there with Rusev, I wouldn't even know Rusev was out there.
If Eva was out with Rusev, Rusev would be a 19-time world champion. Very, very, very true. Yeah, man, that was that was. At first, I thought it was gonna run too long, but it was funny, man. Like it was just a good segment, and like you say, he can control the crowd, so it was a good segment.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about these comedy tag teams. I mean, I feel like almost every other segment on Raw has some amount of comedy in it.
See, that's the thing that I'm not understanding with Raw, and I don't really devote 3 hours to it, but from what they put on Hulu, they're trying to make it a show, which is cool, but I mean, every segment, dude, they're joking and laughing like nothing's really taken seriously. Like everything is a joke. Now, they were in Denver, which is a big city. I mean, that's a pretty big city. I don't know if they're going all comedic or anything if they're in Mobile, Alabama. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody knows how to crack jokes, and everybody, I don't know. Maybe the writing increases when they're in a big city.
Yeah. Yeah, and Roman ended up coming out, and then he got laid out by Rusev and put in the accolade.
Yeah. I don't really have a lot that was negative on Raw this week, but that segment was a very good segment, promo-wise, and for what it could do to for their match at Survivor Series.
Yep. You mean at Hell in a Cell?
I keep saying Survivor Series. Yeah, for Hell in a Cell. Okay, so let's get into it, man. If you want to chant, you can go ahead and chant while I'm talking, but Goldberg is back.
Yes.
Goldberg is back. Brock Lesnar is next. I think Raw did a very good job of the entire show running the video packages of who he had ran through. Some of those matches I had forgot about. Just getting the people informed of who the heck this guy was.
Yeah, really good job with that.
And then he came out in his usual entrance, which I thought was corny at first. But, dude, he came out going through the long, path to the gorilla position. The fireworks come out. It seems as if nothing has changed. And he comes out to an enormous ovation.
Yeah.
And I want to do something here, man. I want to compare the ovations because you have Shane McMahon coming back from a long hiatus. His return was huge. And you got Goldberg, who returned this year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Whose ovation do you think was louder, man?
I think they were actually pretty much about equal.
And you know what I have to say to that? You have a different ovation for Goldberg than Shane O'Mac. You got a lot of thank you, you're welcome back, and just Shane O'Mac. But Goldberg, there's one sound that just resonates with Goldberg, man. Goldberg. Like, that's the chant. That's them yelling loud as they can. I thought it was awesome, dude.
Oh, yeah. I did too. And, the emotion that you seen come up on Goldberg's face, I don't even think he expected that.
Listen, Goldberg being back was an awesome thing. It was an awesome moment from Monday Night Raw, and they ended the show just, with a great promo by him, detailing the fact that he was back, acknowledging that he was back, acknowledging what it felt like to be back. The dude was crying.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those were just tears of elatement. But man, imagine 20,000 fans just welcoming you back.
Yeah, I mean, and he was getting that almost like a Hogan reaction where they wouldn't stop. He was in there for a while before he even got to talk.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Now let's get in down to the business side of it. He says Brock Lesnar is next. Mm-hmm. But he also says that Brock Lesnar is last. Thoughts?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
It could be the last. I think I wouldn't say it for sure yet. I think see how it goes. I think we might get another WrestleMania match out of Goldberg.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't think Sting thought that Survivor Series would be his last match. but
I also didn't think Night of Champions would be either.
Whoa. Damn it, I'm wrong again, aren't I?
Yep. Night of Champions is when he got injured.
The Survivor Series is when he returned.
Right.
Gosh, jeez, man. Okay. Here's what I'm getting at. For your last match, wouldn't you want it to be at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Do you think? And we have almost a month before Survivor Series, so we'll get rotating appearances. Shockingly, one's not in the same place as the other.
Yeah.
But
until the final week.
Yeah, for some. Oh, it's a coincidence. Whatever. Here's the thing. Goldberg won the first one, which I always forget that he won that. For some reason, I always think that Stone Cold said both of you guys sucked tonight and gave them stunners and just drank beer.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think actually the whole stunner thing, I think that was like improvised right on the spot.
Right. I think it was audibles, right?
Yeah. They didn't care. They was both leaving anyway, so what do they care,
That was my thing is I think that he'll lose at Survivor Series, recollect himself, and come back for WrestleMania. I mean, that's just my opinion because he would go into this obviously as the babyface. Brock would be the heel. If Brock wins, maybe in heelish fashion, he keeps that whole bad guy mystique, badass mystique, and then we go into WrestleMania with redemption or the battle to settle the score. So.
Yeah, if this is going to be more than a one-time thing, Goldberg needs to win. Brock is not going to hurt Brock to lose. He's still going to be a badass regardless. I want Goldberg and Undertaker at Mania.
Dude, that is exactly where I was going. Let me ask you this. Have you seen the pictures with Undertaker on crutches or,
Yeah.
And then I believe he had surgery and all this other stuff. I don't believe I don't believe a word of it. If he is having surgery, best wishes to him. But for some reason, I kept thinking the same thing, man. Because what you have here is the dynamic of big name Goldberg coming back for quote unquote one last match. When all they did Monday night was show you matches where he was the guy that got put over. He was the guy that beat the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's the guy, or at least he's in the position to be that guy. Maybe he loses, but maybe he wins. Why couldn't he be the guy to at least go against The Undertaker? Two enigmas going up against one another at WrestleMania, I think will be awesome.
Yeah, I want to see that match for a long time. If you remember when I done my WrestleMania, rebooking the WrestleMania cards, that was one I did for WrestleMania 20.
Ah, very, very true. And one more note that I would like to add is I liked everything about the Goldberg segment. One thing I did notice was he's now, somewhat of a humanitarian. So now he's, kissing babies and shaking hands a lot more.
Well, he's always been like that. He just
really
that public about it.
Well, see, that's what I'm trying to get to. In WCW, he was more of an enigma. He came in and he left. Don't really think he went through the crowd and shook hands. He definitely didn't go through the crowd and pick up kids and put them on his shoulder and kiss babies.
Awkward. I'm like, that's kind of odd.
Especially
because he's going through and he's kissing these kids on the head and stuff. I'm like, what?
If you listen to what he said, he wanted to be a superhero, and to a certain extent, wrestlers are, and my gosh, definitely Goldberg is. But yeah, man. At first, I thought there were a couple of plants there. Yeah. I think there was a governor or a senator or something like that. He was invited solely for Goldberg, whatever. But then, man, after a while, it's like, okay, you're gonna kiss my child on the head. Okay, you're gonna hug only my child. Okay.
Put my child up and hold him over your head.
Okay. So it's a new era. He's definitely older, but I just remember that one line, man. The guys are there to put smiles on kids' faces. Yeah.
And I think another thing with that was the emotion coming out of him, seeing his kid there. Finally, that's the reason he's coming back. And he's been saying that forever, is for his son to see him wrestle. which his son didn't really look at him Monday when he was out there.
No, his kid looked like he was scared to death. But yeah, I mean, the way that they ended that was great.
I will say, his wife is, she's MILF quality.
Welcome to the show, Trent. Welcome to the show. Yeah, he does have a hot wife. Can't knock his hot wife. But yeah, everyone is waiting for Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. And the more that you get Brock or Goldberg on the show, the better for Raw.
Yeah. So they got 4 weeks more to build this thing.
I think we're going to get like a triple threat next week for Raw, and you'll have alternating appearances, right?
Yeah.
And I would assume maybe you get something at Hell in a Cell, maybe a promo or something.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, we might.
Okay. Trent, is Survivor Series or Hell in a Cell, is that sponsored by WWE 2K17?
I think it might be.
Have you been playing the game?
I have been.
Who have you created and how far have you gotten along?
Well, I've downloaded a couple of guys. I'm trying to get all the, I'm trying to build up my stuff so I can unlock everything, because some of the people you download create when you download, you have to have some of the VC stuff, to be able to download them. So I'm trying to build that up I'm doing my career and playing that. Then I'm trying to get all the trophies and stuff. All
right. Sounds good, man. I'm still struggling over here. I'm just enjoying.
Have you learned how to kick out of a pin yet?
No, man. Sorry, Trent. No, sorry.
So you're losing every match you're in?
No, I'm not losing every match that I'm in. But if I get down, not necessarily badly, but like I can kick out of pins. Submissions, I'm screwed. Like I'm screwed on submissions. On pins, I'll get it like randomly, but I can't. Like I'm not consistently kicking out. But pins, oh yeah. Like if I have an injury to a body part, I'm done. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. With that said, man, let's move on to the Blue Brand.
All right.
SmackDown. Now, SmackDown is usually the better show that I think is the better show. But it was still a really good show this week. We have developments in the women's division. Obviously, we had Ellsworth. But let's start off the show with the women, man.
Yes.
We got what I think is the best entrance, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. The best entrance currently in WWE. Feel the glow, nay, glow me, if you will. Dude, I think this week's wardrobe, this week's dance moves, this week's entrance, I think was the best one, because every time she comes out, the dance, like, just pick a dance.
Yeah.
For one thing. Gee, just pick a dance.
Pick an outfit and stick to it.
Yeah, pick an outfit and stick to it. I like this outfit. It was cool. She consistently goes over the weave meter. So we may have to have a separate Naomi weave meter. I'm sorry. But the thing about it is you got to do the same thing over and over, babe. Sorry if you can't relate to that, but pick a dance and do that. But yeah, man, I think that's the best entrance. And then you got WWE's version of Harley Quinn.
Yes.
The pint-sized pit bull herself. She's also called what, Trent?
The 5 Feet of Fury.
And I heard another one from Morrow, the Dynamo of Dominance.
I didn't hear that, but that sounds pretty good. So this week she was also the Freddy Krueger of the WWE.
Yes. Like and if you're into fashion, the Gucci version with the red and the green, loved every bit of this, man. So we got those two mashing up again. I thought it was wow. This was the match of the night, only because you have JBL, you have Morrow, and you have D-List Otunga raving and ranting about how Naomi is the best athlete out of the women's division. She does the top rope spot. She does the Cunley kicks. She does the RVD split leg moonsault. Infatuated with Naomi, but Bliss does hit her finisher, and Bliss is going off. Oh, Twist of Bliss. I thought it was Bliss Magic, but yeah, Twist of Bliss is awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was match of the night, man. Sorry. I mean, I thought that was just a good way to start the show, and just a good match. Jeez.
Yeah, and the post-match promo too that Alexa cut.
And they're getting better, man. Dude, it sucks that we have to say that, but my gosh, do you remember the Divas? Like I mean.
Oh yeah, I've been watching all the Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And I like watching like 2013, 2014. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was only 2 years ago, and they were that bad.
Like Michelle McCool was good. Layla was not. She was not. It was bad. Like your girl Caitlyn gave a different type of breed to that. AJ was a very good entertainer, but you had a lot of just faulty divas. Yeah, man, you had Oksana, and it was just bad. It was bad, man. It was bad. So now to actually see a match with entertaining superstars is a good thing.
Yeah, they finally got the concept that I've been saying for years. You can have girls that look good that are in there that can actually wrestle. Why not have the best of both worlds? And they finally have that now.
I definitely agree. Now, let's stay with the women's division, man. The carryover was the back and forth that we got with Kamala calling out tops and bottoms, Nikki Bella. Now, Trent, Brie Bella stole the kicks and the yes from Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
And we learned this week that Nikki Bella stole, how do you say it? John Cena's promo techniques.
Yeah.
So Carmella exposes the fact that Nikki Bella slept her way to the top. Did I say that? And that something I didn't know, because I definitely don't watch reality TV, that Nikki Bella is kind of a, So she exposes that, and we'll get to Total Bellas later because I'm sure Trent is watching.
No, I actually haven't watched.
Can't blame you for not watching, but.
Oh, I would be. It's not, the only reason I'm not is because it's on the same time as Survivor.
Oh, now is that on the WWE Network too, or that solely on E?
The Bella thing?
Yeah,
that's on E.
Okay. But getting back to their promo or their back and forth. Yeah, man, she definitely had to talk to John. Like, well, John, how do I do a promo? John's like, listen, you let them say what they need to say, and then you take the next 17 minutes to argue for what you want to get across. Make it heartfelt, but you take the next 27 minutes to talk about what you want to talk about. And if you took up 35 minutes, they won't have a chance to respond. And if they do, they have to say something real quick and in a hurry, so it may not be as effective. But With that said, thought it was great. Thought it was just him being there, but not being there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really like this. Definitely the best promo Carmella's ever cut. I feel this would have worked better a couple of years earlier. I feel now coming back with the neck injury and actually how much she has improved, the whole sleeping your way to the top thing don't ring as much with her as it did at one time. Would you agree with that?
Well, just like she exposed, man, they're on Total Bellas. I don't know the ratings for the show, but if you don't know that Nikki Bella is, or that John Cena is motorboating Nikki Bella, then you got problems, dude. Like, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that Brie is with Daniel Bryan. Like, everybody knows that. So yeah, it didn't really hold a lot of weight. I think when they did the video packages, making her to look like a gold digger, and the fact that John Cena's probably not going to marry her, I think that's what she was trying to get at. Yeah,
well, they need to have somebody come out there next week and show how much of a prick John Cena is on that show too.
Yeah. No, but if you do that, man, like, you just kill your John Cena revenue with T-shirts and wristlets and... Yeah,
but don't you think the people that watch WWE watch Total Divas and Total Bellas? Don't they see that anyway?
That is a great point, Trent. I don't watch the show, so if I did watch the show, I probably would think... Wow.
Like, I don't watch it all the time, but when I do watch it and he's on there, I mean, he never comes off as relatable or, somebody you'd want to hang out with.
Well, he's
like a robot, like he's just stiff and rules,
Well, let me ask you this though. He was on, he played a part in Total Divas or whatever it's called, right?
Right.
So he was on there also, right?
Yeah.
So if people are obviously tuning into Total Bellas, they had seen John before this, right?
Right.
Yeah. Maybe they know this. Maybe they do know. Yeah, so maybe you're not even exposing it to the older audience, and kids don't care. Kids think, guys and girls together are nasty, so they don't care. I don't know, man. I just thought it was a good way to say, hey, you're a gold digger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, well, the part where she has to be clingy and well, that's because if she wouldn't get any attention at all from him. I mean, like, hey, that's the way he is. I mean, you have to go to him. He don't really come toward people, if that makes any sense. Like, he's not like he don't come off as like an affectionate, loving kind of person, really.
Is he a distant person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, listen, when you have to devote yourself to protein shakes and late night injections in the backside to keep up your appearance, maybe that's how you have to be. I don't want to bag on John Cena because everyone does that.
Wait a minute now. You left the door open right there for me.
Go ahead.
Late night injections in the backside with Nikki Bella.
I meant steroid injections.
I know what you meant, but you know where I had to go.
Welcome to the show, Trent. Holy smokes. Wow. Trent, let me ask you this, though. If Nikki Bella didn't have two accessories on her top, would you be as
Yes, because she has the ones on her bottom.
Welcome to the show. Okay. Thank you for answering that, Trent. And
which when I'm watching her, I'm more concerned with that side than I am the top side, to be honest.
Your table is over here, Trent.
I didn't, name it the Bella Booty for nothing.
You didn't. Hashtag and copywritten. I like that. Trent, can we move on?
Sure.
Let's move on to the Bray Wyatt Randy Orton feud, man. I thought this was a very entertaining. Listen, I'm gonna say that the entire time that I'm talking about SmackDown because things are packaged together, dude. Like, there wasn't 17 matches on the show. It's only a 2-hour show, but everything was kind of packaged together. You were able to incorporate different pieces. There was a sense of relatability and enjoyment in watching the Randy Orton match, which a lot of people don't have. Bray came down in a casket. For some reason, I was like, oh, he could be the new Undertaker. Kane pops out. Loved every bit of it, man. We had these 4 guys going at it, but do you think we'll see a casket match pretty soon?
Yeah, I don't think they would have done all this, if they wouldn't lead up to one. Whether it'll be a Survivor Series, I don't know, because I was thinking Orton would be on Team SmackDown, but if not, it'll be interesting to see who does make up Team SmackDown.
Yeah, because I didn't know how long you continue this casket match without having it, or like this casket whole presence without having it. Yes, you're dealing with Randy. You're also dealing with Kane. You could maybe embark an Undertaker return. You could, flame out Kane because Bray stole the powers one time. Now he's the sole owner of the casket. So not really sure how far you stretch this out, but it was a different piece that you add to their puzzle, in their feud, which was a good thing.
Yeah. One thing I wish they would have found somebody else instead of Kane for this. We've seen this Kane Bray Wyatt thing so much. And Kane, he's finally got to the point now where even I can't even defend him, which I did for a long time, where he don't do nothing anymore when he shows up. I wish they would have got like some newer guy, like maybe like an Apollo Crews or somebody to help Orton out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And maybe they were trying to balance the monster aspect with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan at the time. But I definitely see what you're saying. Okay, man.
Speaking of Apollo.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, I feel so bad for Apollo.
Why?
The poor guy can't even get anywhere. He can't even have a match. He's on TV, yeah, but still.
He's on TV. And you know me, man. Why would you feel sorry for Apollo Crews, but not feel sorry for people on Superstars and Main Event? It's still the same show. You're just on a different show. I like it. I don't love it, but you have people working their way up in some respect. You got Sammy trying to tackle Braun. Now you get Apollo tackling FaceTheFacts. And you finally have interest because if FaceTheFacts is going to show up, then you get Apollo, and it's just something to add to the show. And now Apollo is in a segment on the show that people will tune in for, and not just having a match with Baron Corbin with no added incentive.
Yeah. I don't know if this whole delaying Kurt Hawkins debut match is actually doing any good. I mean, when they was doing it with Eva, I felt like it was more effective for her character. I mean, I don't see what delaying Hawkins debuts does anything for his character.
I totally agree. I did notice he came out with like a stick or a cane or something.
Oh, he's had that stick since he was in WWE last time.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the stick?
When him and you remember old Tyler Rex?
Yeah.
When they were attacking, he had that stick.
What did he use the stick for?
I don't know. He just carries it around with him.
Okay. All right. Obviously, Kurt Hawkins was in the cheerleading squad when he was in high school, and sometimes you just can't put down the baton.
Yep. Maybe he needs to join Kenny and Mickie.
Nicely done, man. Nicely done. I didn't mention them, but we're still getting that saga continuing. We had a 6-man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Spirit Squad should be around much longer.
I'm guessing. I mean, I thought it was just going to be a one-time thing, but looks like they're going to stay around for a while.
Yeah.
I just got to thinking about something. Do you find it funny that they bring back Mickie James and Kenny at the same time in WWE since they were a thing at one time? I mean, I know they probably didn't do it on purpose. It was just a crazy, funny coincidence.
Oh, I did not know that. Kenny is the taller one, right?
Yeah, the one that's not bald.
Yeah, and help and refresh my memory. When the Spirit Squad came in, Kenny was supposed to be the star, right?
Yeah.
Dolph was just a good worker.
Pretty much, yeah.
And Kenny's taller. Maybe Vince liked the tall guy, but yeah, Kenny was supposed to be the star. That's what I just remember.
Right. I think even back then, Randy Orton was talking how good Kenny was, and they were supposed to make him this big thing. But I think maybe he got in trouble or kept running his mouth or something, and didn't happen for him.
Okay.
Plus, I don't like the guy because he said some pretty crappy things about my girl, Mickie James.
Oh, so they were an item, or they hooked up a couple times?
They were engaged.
Holy smokes, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. I did not know that, man.
Yep.
I did not know that. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah, I didn't feel like we got any advancement in the Ziggler-Miz feud that much this week.
Nah, me neither.
Which I guess you don't need it every week. You can have some weeks where you just at a standstill.
Yeah, with the women being, a highlight of the show with the Bray, Kane, Luke Harper, Randy Casket thing, like that was good. Ellsworth being, promoted heavily during the night. They kind of took a back seat. I mean, Beauty and the Man Beast didn't really get over as much either, but I mean, it was an entertaining match.
Yeah, and the last thing before we get to the main event, what was that with Natalya in the back?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Trent. You were the person that told me about this first. The cat.
Yeah.
You told me about that before. So honestly, I was waiting for the King of Hearts, Mr. Smoking Whiskey himself, to grace the show and talk about the freaking cats.
Yeah, but why? I mean, what was the point of this segment?
Dude, I knew it was coming. Like she was campaigning to be on, the right. One of the 5, right?
Yeah, but then she's breaking out Whitney Houston lyrics and
I don't know.
I don't know, but I get tired of her talking about her freaking cats every time. I mean, always it's about her cats. I'm like, my gosh.
Once again, you were the person that told me about that. So if you're tuning into Twitter, if you're a person on Twitter, obviously hit us up at TWF_podcast. But for all the listeners of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, hit us up on Facebook, email, all that stuff. And tell us, why does she put stuff about her cat? You got a husband.
Yeah.
Why are you putting stuff about cats?
Bad, though. I think he's almost just as bad about them.
Yeah.
Trying to make it like a celebrity. She wants it to be like the next Grumpy Cat or something.
Oh, okay. Hey, maybe that is it. And for all the testosterone and whiskey that she drinks, maybe she's not able to bear children. I'm under the impression that men can't bear children anyway, correct?
Right.
So maybe that's the case, man. Maybe she talks about her cats.
Maybe the cat will get famous and they can go do that and she can get off the TV for a while.
Maybe the cat can become her tag team partner like Teddy Hart. You never know.
Oh, Teddy Hart. He brings a cat with him to shows.
Yeah.
Like, what is it with his family and darn cats? They love cats.
I don't know, man. Maybe that's a Canadian thing. I don't know, eh?
I don't know. What's that all about?
Okay. Are we done with the transgender and Canadian references?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get into the main event, man. Obviously, you got Ellsworth in the biggest match of his career, and he picks up the win against AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Now, was it just me, or was I the only person that couldn't stop laughing at when they referred to his super kick as NoChinMusic?
Yeah.
Was it just me that couldn't stop like when AJ had him in a chin lock and he slipped out of it because he had no chin?
Yeah.
Like that stuff was hilarious, man.
Yeah.
They called him skinny fat. It was just funny, man. And I like this match better than I did last week's match with Corny Dean Ambrose. This week Dean was a little less corny, but it was a entertaining match to end the show and still give credibility to AJ Styles when he showed his aggressive side at the end.
Yeah, I completely disagree. I like last week Ambrose better than this week, I feel.
Okay, no problem at all. Did you buy your Ellsworth shirt for $24.99?
I think I'll pass on that one.
I'm just saying, man, it was a hot seller. I'm pretty sure it was trending on Twitter, and this guy has more wins over AJ Styles than John Cena.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into some ribs that are placed on people, but do you think this is a rib?
No, I think it's. I don't think they realized at the time when they put him against Braun that he would catch on like he did. If you remember, do you remember a guy, Colin Delaney?
Yeah.
I think it's another one of those things.
Oh, okay.
Where they didn't realize what they had, and then he called on, and they brought him back.
Ah, okay. I didn't know if if AJ had a promotion back home and Ellsworth was one of his guys, you know?
He could be. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Okay, man. We have our Survivor Series matchups where the women, the tags, and the upper tier echelon of the guys are going up against Raw in the traditional Survivor Series matchup. So stuff to look forward to. Obviously, Raw and SmackDown are competing with their shows. And are we getting some title matches for SmackDown next week?
Well, I imagine we would get Ambrose and Styles, and that might be the only SmackDown title match we get.
Okay. I mean, in this day and age, man, the shows are back to back. You got to keep people's attention. So triple that on Raw and possibly a title match with AJ and Ambrose. It'd be interesting.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the gold brand, man. NXT.
All right.
You can run this down. This is your favorite show, correct?
Of the week, yeah.
I got you.
So we opened the show with they recapped the whole attack on Nakamura, and then Nakamura coming back last week and beating up security and that whole thing. The first match was Rich Swann and No Way Jose defeating Drew Gulak and Tony Nese in the Dusty Classic. Decent match. We predicted the right team won.
Nice.
Then we had Bobby Roode come out and he faced Sean Maluda, and obviously he beat Maluda. And then we had Ty Dillinger come out and attack Roode. So it's going to be Roode and Dillinger at the next takeover. And it's good to see Ty Dillinger in like a meaningful feud, and you know that he has like actual fire instead of like his usual matches on takeover is he wins the week before and then he loses at the pay-per-view. Where this actually has some build to it.
But you know what I realized though? He was the heel in those matches.
Yeah. This
time he should be the babyface, correct?
Yep.
I still don't think he picks up the win, but it'll be something interesting to look forward to.
Yeah. We had Liv Morgan. She got attacked by Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. They beat her up backstage and then dragged her up to the stage in the arena and said something about the NXT women's division is theirs or something like that.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Then we get the second Dusty Classic match of the week as Roderick Strong and Austin Aries defeated who they defeat? Tucker Knight and Otis Zovic.
Yeah, they didn't even go. They didn't say his last name, man. Like I heard he had a couple name changes during the week, but they didn't even say his last name. They referred to him as Otis.
Yeah. Okay, match. Glad to see Aries and Strong back together. I was always a fan of theirs in ROH. That's probably like one of my favorite periods in ROH was when him and Aries and Roderick and Alex Shelley and Jack Evans were Generation Next. I always liked that stable, so good to see them back together.
Let me ask you this though: since we had Goldberg return, we had the debut of Austin Aries. Would you say that Roderick Strong came out to the same ovation?
Oh no, no.
I mean, I'm guessing people knew who he was.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually expecting him to come out to a better reaction than what he did.
Yeah,
especially since they were in Florida and he's from Florida.
Yeah, I mean they're in Tampa. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a little odd that he got the confused reaction. Like, who is this guy? Is he supposed to be good? I don't know.
Yeah.
And one other thing that I want to touch on: who were the heels and who were the baby faces in this match?
In the Aries Strong match.
Yeah.
Aries and Strong are the heels.
At what point did they turn into heels?
Well, Aries has been a heel.
True. Totally get you on that. The Tucker Knight and Otis, they were hilarious.
Yeah.
But for some, I don't know, man. Like, you typically think of two big guys as being monsters as being heels.
Right.
So it seemed like at a certain point in the match, I caught myself rooting for Tucker Knight and Otis, but then I caught myself rooting for Austin Aries and Roderick Strong, and especially when Roderick Strong picked dude up and gave him the gut buster, like that was tremendous. So, yeah, man, I do think Tucker Knight and Otis, if they can keep that, that fire and that intensity that they had, I wouldn't mind seeing them again, man. Just to be honest.
Yeah, I like that team. I wouldn't be surprised to see them against like Authors of Pain in a feud.
Oh, like that. Yeah, that'll be crazy, man. That you got four just humongous guys in the ring. That'd be crazy.
I mean, they're basically like the babyface Authors of Pain, really.
Yeah, dude. When they jumped up and belly flopped together, I was like, "Come on, this is over the top," but it worked, man. It worked.
They reminded me of the Natural Disasters.
Yeah, when Tucker Knight did a drop kick, I'm like, "This is different. This is something totally different. They're not going to be the guys that just barely move and don't go down." I knew that they were set for something a little bit different.
Yep, and then we got Nikki Cross against Danielle, I forgot her last name. Anyway, I absolutely love this whole Sanity group, especially Nikki Cross and her rabid pit bull, perhaps maybe addicted to meth gimmick that she has. I mean, she's moving the whole time, and then she's like scratching herself and stuff, but it's so different, and I love it.
Yeah, I think she was supposed to be feral. Yeah. So it really worked because at one point I'm like, okay, when are you gonna come and shake down? And then they just like gave up and started petting her on her head. And she forearmed Eric Young too, right?
Yeah.
They're wild. Hopefully she's the one that comes out of this as a winner, man, because she is pretty pint sized.
Yeah.
But she definitely has spunk.
And just watching that one match of hers and how she acts, I already want to see an Asuka versus Nikki Cross feud.
I think it would be a very good match, man, due to the fact that you have somebody with intensity going up against Asuka who can be calm, cool, and yeah. I think it will. I definitely think it will work, man. Plus, you could give Nikki an opponent around her same height too. Like you're never gonna see her and Billie Kay or Peyton Royce. You're never gonna see that.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, when is the last time we've had a stable debut that had a woman in it?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like you don't really get outside of SES. Like you don't really get a lot of stables where the woman isn't more than a valet.
Yeah.
But this adds another dimension to that Sanity stable. And considering that I really only cared about Eric Young and Nikki at the time she was Nikki Glencross. You know,
Right.
maybe you can give the rub to those other guys too, man, and maybe they blossom in their tag team. Like, they have a pretty cool finisher. Now you just need to polish them up a little bit.
Yep. And then we get a promo from Andrade Amos with, I think they said Andrea DeMarco was doing the translating. And I have to say, this heel turn was definitely needed. Hopefully now they can, repackage him and get it right with him this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I was glad when he dropped the Magic Mike gimmick.
Yeah. And finally, we get Nakamura coming to the ring, talking. And was it just me, or did it seem like his English has got better since the last time we heard him talk?
No, I just remember what you told me about Tajiri, how he can play like his English isn't that great. Even before Nakamura appeared, I heard people talking about Shinsuke. They said his English is pretty good. I mean, you could actually understand what he was saying. I think the first time, maybe it could have been nerves. You never know. But I was able to fully understand exactly what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they looked at the first time that he did a interview and they structured the words to, come out clearer. You never know. But there was obviously an improvement in his promo the first time and this time.
Yeah. And then we get the artist formerly known as Patrick Clark coming to the ring, and he gets beat down by Nakamura as Joe watches on and backs away from Nakamura.
Okay, so here's the thing. You just cleared it up for me. So he's basically supposed to be Prince?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I thought he was supposed to be down on Trump at one time. Then he was supposed to be not Rick Ross, but Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me say this. We talked about ribs earlier. There's no doubt that this is a rib. Sorry.
Yeah.
But what it also does is it gives him a chance to showcase his promo skills, show that he can speak clearly and articulate what he's trying to get across. That part I didn't have any problem with, because when he came down, I'm like, why, black man? Why? But then I realized, okay, we're going to see if you can work well on the mic. And he can. Yeah.
And we see now when he was on Tough Enough. I mean, he's the one that everybody says should have won that season of Tough Enough.
Yeah. And I agree. And was he a wrestler before this, or just a guy?
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
Okay. Yeah. So he definitely has something. I can't wait till they get rid of this Prince gimmick.
Yeah. And it might be another thing where he just ain't found nothing that clicks with him yet. Sometimes you have to go through a bunch of different gimmicks before you find something that clicks with you.
Yeah, dude. I'm just trying to figure out who suggested a black Donald Trump, black Ric Flair, and then who said, "Hey, have you ever listened to Prince before?" Yeah, man. My mom grew up on Prince. What do you think about Prince? Like, come on.
You know what they should have done? They should have had him come out with this gimmick a little bit earlier, and then he should have entered the Dusty Classic with the artist formerly known as Prince Iakea.
Nicely done. The best in the world. Prince Iakea was like an islander, right? Right.
But then at the end, he changed to like a Prince thing. He had Charmel as his valet.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
He had the purple lights and everything.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I don't even know if he still rattles, but that would have been one heck of a team right there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Patrick Clark, the artist formerly known as, I don't know, whatever. We'll see. Okay, dude.
I never thought I'd make a Prince Iakea reference on this show.
Listen, this is our outlet for expression. We've mentioned so many things, dude. You've been welcome to the show like 3 times.
I know.
But let's get to Big Brother, man. What's going down on Big Brother?
Well, last night we had our latest eviction, and the person that I wanted to go home went home, so it broke up the showmance of the show. But of the 10 people left, the person who won the HOH, which has all the power in the week, is the absolute last person I would ever want to win it out of that house. So I'm not too happy right now.
Okay.
And our favorites could be in trouble.
Our favorites are SJJ and the twins. Not the twins, but the sisters, right?
Right.
Okay. So give us the names again. Alexa and Alex. I keep saying Alexa.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Those are the sisters.
Okay.
And those are the 2 that's probably most in trouble.
And SJJ, right? Shelby,
she's also one's in trouble, and then Jason and Justin, those two are safe.
Listen, Trent, if you get this prediction right again, I'm gonna need to get some numbers for you because I'm playing lottery.
And something I've been meaning to say about this Justin guy, this dude could pass as like a third Uso brother. I mean, he looks a lot like him, especially when he's got his hair up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's like if they ever need like a Uso stunt double or something, they should call him.
He was probably in the 5-Hour Energy commercial. We just didn't know it.
Yeah.
He's
something else. He's a trip to watch. I mean,
nicely done, man.
He you don't ever know what he's gonna say next, and the way he says it with the Creole accent of being in Louisiana just makes him one of the most.
This was a dude that you said tells all the stories, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, his charisma and his charm, I mean, can't help but love the guy.
But you love Eva Marie more, correct?
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
All right, I'm just saying.
I love Shelby more.
There we go. Okay, Trent. Dude, we got a lot covered.
Yeah.
we did a lot. And this was a pretty good week, so.
Yeah. One other thing. Starting next week, I guess we'll be doing our Survivor Series retro series like we do for the Big Four pay-per-views.
Okay, cool.
So, like next week, we'll do the ranking the Survivor Series, and then the next 2 weeks after that, I'll reveal my reboot Survivor Series cards. And then I got something else for the week of Survivor Series, but I ain't finished figuring it out what I want to do, because the one we usually do where we take one match from each show.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
We're not doing that this time.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's impossible, but I come up with something else, and now I'll text you once I figure it all out.
Okay, that sounds good, man. I can't knock that at all. Okay, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, listeners of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, make sure that you hit us up on social media. You can hit us up on Twitter. The official Twitter page for the show is
at TWF_podcast.
If you want to slide into Trent's DMs or just hit up Trent in general, you can tweet Trent at
MTW3589.
You can also hit me up on Twitter at BangEm South, BANGEMSOUTH. Also, make sure that you subscribe to our Facebook page, facebook.com/TWF podcast. And you can email the show. Our email address is what, Trent?
TWFpodcast@gmail.com.
With that said, guys and gals, and preferably gals, like, heart, retweet, and make sure that you subscribe to our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel, The Wrestling Fans Podcast. All of the shows are there listed. Make sure that you follow the show in any way that you can.